Alright guys, I'm here with this 2009 Jeep Compass, the 2.0. You guys know about these engines, notorious for ring failure. Customer told me, gentleman changed thermostats out. Car still overheats. I mean, if you're a tech, this came to my shop and I saw that this car went out like this and came back in this form, I would have fired my technician who put their hands on it, because you touch it, you own it. One of the main things you do is clean the post. You can see that the air filter box is not even connected. It's split open in the bottom, so it's sucking in unmetered air into the system. I'm not seeing any major leaks here and there. Valve cover looks okay. The back side, I mean, besides, oh no, valve cover gasket leaking. And it's only on the back side, because if you look at the engine's not flat, even though it may look flat, but it's just tilted just at maybe 2 to 3 degrees that way. So, one of the reasons why we never let a street mechanic touch these cars, because computer controls everything. Computer controls the sparks, controls, fuel, and timing controls the computer as far as when to spark and when to throw fuel down into the cylinder. Let's see. It's asking for an oil change. As you guys can see right there with the door open, has 103,000 miles. As you guys can see, temperature is, and we go down to everything showing okay, but she says she's overheating. Spark is where it's supposed to be at, so I know timing's not an issue. We're looking for the temperature sensor. Okay, so it says it's at 143 degrees. So let's go out and open up that water port and let's touch it. See, a lot of people make a common mistake. These systems, you gotta vacuum it. Touching, it is cold, dead cold. It's warm right here. I'm dead cold right here. I'm dead cold right here. There is water, just in case you guys think I'm bullshitting you. As you guys can see, there's water coming out. So, do you think he put the thermostat in and got paid for his job, or do you think that he suckered the customer and put the thermostat, or didn't even change the thermostat and acted like, you know, they were doing it? Because most technicians, the shoe mechanics, they carry standard and metric sockets. What is that right there? So this right here tells me garbage technician. I mean, come on now, how hard it is to do this and sit it down to where it's anchored and locks in. This is why I do these type of videos, and this is why people out here in Sacramento come to me, because they got tired of dealing with shops, they got tired of dealing with these dope fiend mechanics out here. And if they're using drugs or they're drinking, don't even go to them. I mean, they can be the best in the world when they're sober, but while they're on that shit, drinking, garbage. And I know this from personal experience because of the technicians at my shop. One of the guys loves to drink, and guess what? No good. Like literally, no good when it comes to, doing repairs. So this is why we always tell technicians, work first, play later. But most of these street guys want to play first and then work later. So I'm waiting for that temperature to build up. I can see, look, my hand shouldn't be able to do this and touch this. 143 degrees and my hand shouldn't be able to touch this. Like that water is stupid cold, still stupid cold. Like 55 degrees Fahrenheit cold, and not 143 Fahrenheit's hot. So my biggest guess is he changed the thermostat, put the wrong thermostat in, put it wrong. Whatever he did it wrong. It only has 36.6 miles to the clock. Customer states it overheats. And let's see the temperature now. It should have gone up, so at least about 2, and it's holding only at 143. So you tell me, guys, did he do the job? Do you think he did the job? I mean, I don't know how far back they did this, but just in case you guys don't know, these cars have two types of thermostats, the front and the side. Alright, for some reason they did this stupid design. Engineers thought that it would be better to put two thermostats. So with this high pressure, I mean, I can't even squeeze it. As you guys can see, that's as far as I can squeeze it. And look, I'm putting pressure and I can't squeeze the hose. The hose is just cold, like literally cold. It's just warmed up right here and I'm cold right here. Cold, 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 cold. Oh, and for just in case you guys think, you heard me earlier talking about blow-by compression loss, that these engines suffer from the piston rings. And I know most guys are like, what the hell are you doing? It has suction. It's not doing like others where the top is going like that. It's sucking it down. So either he put the wrong thermostats in or he didn't do it. Forensic. Here's why I say, as a technician, I'm also a forensic officer, because when others touch it, you know what I say, CYA, cover your ass. Well, this is me covering my ass. So cold. Cold. And I wish I had my little thermos gun that you can see. It's just warming up right here to where, I can still touch it. I shouldn't be able to hold it like this, right there. Especially right here. This shit is stupidly cold. This one, forget it. It's as cold as metal right now at the temperatures out here in Sacramento, which is 55. So let me go tear into this and see what the hell this dummy did. Because if you're getting paid to do a job, do it right. And if you don't know how to do it, don't touch it. You touch it, you own it. It's like I always tell every dealer, every person that comes to my shop, every technician that I help train out here in the streets or that are going into the field, cover your ass at all times. These phones got cameras. I mean, if you're a shop, would you allow this to go out like this? Meaning, if you're a tech and you take pride in your work for the money you're making, would you let this go out like this? Would you let this go out where the bottom is basically out and the top is just clamped? It has that high ticking sound, which means valve needs to be, let's see what it says about the valves. Are they adjustable? No adjustment needed for the valve, so we lucked out on that. But it still has, put it sideways. Cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3, cylinder 4, 3, 2, 1. I know most people is like, well, you can't really tell by the noise. I don't need a stethoscope. I don't need nothing major. All I need is something like this. So let's start with number 1, like I told you. Here 1, here 2, here 3, here number 4. And if we go to the timing cover, what are you hearing? But that's just me because I'm very anal about certain things. I like perfection. But again, here, now my hand's up here, now it's finally warming up over here. But I'm still warm here. Cold. Cold. Cold, and the pressure's too high. Cold. And mind you, ready? And you saw I'm touching it with my hand. It's at 140 degrees, 143 degrees. I shouldn't be able to touch it. But then again, my ex keeps telling me I'm not human. But anyway, look. Thermostats lock up. There's 2 thermostats for these engines. You got to clock them the right way, which is the breather hole always pointing 90 degrees, and the thermostat is going inwards, not going this way. So let's find out. This is part 1 to this video. Let me start tearing into this. I want to check the temperature before I shut it off, and I start tearing into it a little bit more. But that's no bueno. That is no bueno, no bueno, no bueno, no bueno. All right, if it touches that halfway mark, he didn't do his job right. We're gonna talk about bleeding the system. All right, so I know most people are gonna say, well, bleed the system out. Before I shut it off, and most air should be escaping right now. Let me open this fully. I want to see. It's supposed to be under pressure. It's supposed to be moving that water and circulating through the system, but it's not circulating. 1 thermostat. No good. Water. Now warming up. Let the air out. So let's see how far it goes. So if it goes beyond the halfway mark, my suggestion is he didn't do it. He pocketed the money, acted like he did something, and that's it. It's like most of the technicians that are doing it, and you see how quick it's climbing. Let's see. Let's go back to the temperature. Thermostat should be open, and that's from the control throttle, electronic control throttle. That's reading that temperature as the water's running through it for the IAC system. Let's see. Spark went from 14 to 17. Here's the idle air temperature. Bank 1, bank 2 also. I have 12 minutes running it so far. Now you tell me. 190 is finally warming up. Now, I don't want to disconnect anything to send fault codes to the system. They said it had a codes, but my scanner's not reading any codes. Do I really want to take a look at that filter since I see this being disgusting? Let's take a look. Oh, crap. Alright, guys. No good. No fucking good. If you're a technician, number one thing, and mind you, not trying to upsell it, not doing no upselling. Come on, guys. Stop taking females' money when you're not doing the goddamn job. Like, it's a $4 item at the store. Maybe $5. At most $10. You're telling me you're out here deep inside the thermostat system, supposedly. And it's now finally warmed up right here because I opened this up right here. I'm not seeing anything in the system right here. That can be damaged also, which is not opening to release the pressure. The pressure is being built so that it can go into the reservoir. Let's go back, and she says it's overheating. I don't see any indication that it's, it's almost at the halfway mark. That's no good. But like I said, every car has its temperature. Don't know what type of temperature thermostat it's set. If it's the 180, 190, 200, 205. I mean, they don't make them to spec no more, so that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So let's go and take care of some other issues. I'm going to leave the car running. I'm going to continue doing my inspection and pull some things out so that I can take a look, take a deeper look at, what's going on. Remember, sensors control the computer. Computer controls everything else. So sensors reading something false, it's going to send a bad code, and the computer is going to turn or try to adjust for it. But I'm squeezing, which should be right now squeezing up into that canister, but nope. So one thing, this is for every car, I don't care what car manufacturer you are or anything. You overheat, you warp their heads out, because aluminum block, aluminum head. Overheating also causes damage to, and what's the pressure? What is the maximum pressure to this? Let's see. It has a marking of 16. Alright. I know you've seen guys with 1.1 for the atmosphere pressure. That thermostat has not opened. Mind you, you're not trying to get water into that reservoir. So once I do this, like this, water should be flowing in and out to that reservoir. Now, what's wrong with the angle of this picture? Brace. Now you can see it filling up because I have it like this. And this is the way it's supposed to be. So, flat surface, water fills up. And you can see it now filling up in the reservoir. Come on, guys. You're a mechanic. You claim to be one, then be one. If you're that hungry for money and you're just cheating people, it's not worth it. So one of the things we usually change with the thermostat, the cap. The cap has to hold, which it says 16. Anything over 16, cap's no good. How much pressure do you think this is under right now? So let's go take a look. This is why I really do these videos and people get mad at me. I'm not showing anything. Okay? Now, it's one thing that I have not heard right now. You see these babies right here? It's called a fan. And not once did that fan kick in. Fan looks connected. So the car will overheat because no fan will cool down the water. The water will keep on boiling until it reaches its boiling point, which is what, 200 and what? What is the boiling point, guys? I mean, we all went to school, we all learned ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. So what is the boiling point? I have not heard this fan kick on yet. And the fan sits right underneath this, being tilted sideways, water going out. As you guys can see, water all over the fan too. I just wonder. No fan, no go. So, what controls the fan? Which is the TP what? Temperature sensor. Or the fan sensor. So let's go find out where the fan sensor is. We're going to take a look at the relay. I really want to get this part cleaned out because for this computer to work, it needs 12.5 volts. It will function with 12 volts, but you want 12.5, a little bit higher, which it should be 13 volts that the generator is producing. But this is bad, especially right here. So this tells me it has a ground issue problem. There's a grounding problem, and let's go to the ground straps. And this is garbage grounding straps. A lot of these rust out, as you guys can see right here. And they only got a few grounding straps. I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of the Big 6 grounding straps. 6 points grounding to the battery. I know a lot of people use the Big 6 or the Big 5 for the positive side, but grounding is most important. For the simple reason, any Subaru owner that lacks grounding problems, and what happens to the chassis, it gets eaten out, corrosion. Alright. Anyway, let's go back to this car, because I am really, before I go a little bit deeper into it and start going deep into it, I just want to make sure. No fan. I know most people are going to be like, oh, but... Oh, and just to let you know, this should be hot air coming out of here. Look, hot. As you guys can see, hot. No hot air. Nothing but cold air. Shoot. So that's a sign right there that tells you either the system's clogged, no air. These are the tubes right here, and they are, look at this, which goes into this junction right here, which is where the thermostat is. Alright guys, so thermostat issue. Thermostat issue. Okay, I don't care what you call it, thermostat was not replaced. Fan problem, not cooling the engine down, which is not kick-starting, so wham 1, wham 2. When you overheat the sensors. The water temperature sensor, which is still working, which is still showing the needle going up, but the fan one is not working. So on my Honda, we used to have to bypass that, pull the plug out, short it out. The fan kicks on when you turn the car on, and it keeps it cool. Meaning we're in winter right now, which shouldn't be a problem, but these engines, it's a 2.0, which creates a lot of heat. And a lot of heat, if it can't cool itself down, it's going to warp that engine out. Meaning, it's a Dodge. It's a POS. And excuse me for you Dodge owners out there that love your Mopar, but this is a junk engine. As for me, if I needed to go and buy a vehicle, this is not one of the vehicles I'll be looking at, because of the problems that I know that these engines have. As a technician, these things come in my shop, and what is the main problem? Thermostat. Secondary problem, fan. Third problem, piston rings. Alright? It's always the major problems every time I get one of these cars. And majority of the time, it's someone else that put their hands in there and didn't know what they were doing. So now we're going to do is drain as much coolant as I can and go in there. But first I want to check the fans out. Jump the fans and make sure that the fans are actually working properly. I'm going to go and send power through the tipment. And this is the tipum. This has computers and some other crap mixed inside of it. There's a circuit board underneath, and when these things give out, oh man. So let's see, we're gonna go to the owner's manual, which means I gotta go to the old data and find out fuses, relays. No, I see no relays here. No fan relays, no fan relays. No fan relay. Okay, so I see no fan relay. So let's take a look at the system. So I'm going to end the video right here. So far, just by the overlook, I have not gone deep in there to go and test the thermostat out or anything, but due to that high pressure, only when I released it right here was the water be able to get cool, or at least heat up. And you saw the temperature. The fans did not kick in, and it's already halfway, off the mark. So let's find out what degree the temperature the thermostats are in. Let's make sure that their fan sensors are working. Relay, fuses. We start off with the simple things. Fuse can be blown down for the fans. That's why the engine's not cooling down, because that fan is supposed to turn on automatically. It's supposed to be hot air coming out the inside. So let's go do a thermostat check, because that right there tells me thermostat or clogged system, which customer said they changed the thermostat. So in my professional opinion, it wasn't done. That's my forensic opinion. That's from what I'm seeing as a technician that's just coming in and touching it for the first time. I can tell you that right now, because of what I'm seeing, the evidence that I'm looking at, that thermostat was not done. So this is Mike with Pacific Tech. Comment down below.